Hi class, in this video I wanted to go over the instructions for the Common Exit Essay. As I mentioned at the beginning of the semester, the Common Exit Essay is an exit exam, which means that in order to pass the class, you have to pass the Common Exit Essay. Now the Common Exit Essay is assigned at the same time by the English department, so all the English 111 classes will be working on it at the same time during that 2 week period or week and a half period. Every class has 4 class periods to work on it. So basically the process consists of submitting your essay, and then the essay is taken to a reading where other English 111 instructors are there, and then you get your results. If the essay is a pass, then you can revise any essay you want for the portfolio. If the Common Exit essay is not a pass, then you have one more opportunity to revise it. That revision will be due with your portfolio at the end of the semester. If at that time your Common Exit essay is still a no pass, then you are not eligible to pass the class and your grade will be changed to an F. However, that rarely happens, and the reason why is because when you take the Common Exit essay the first time, I am not allowed to help you. Other teachers cannot help you. Tutors cannot help you. But the second time, when you are revising, if you need to revise, I can help you and tutors can help you. So really, if you don't pass it the first time, most people pass it the second time because they revise and they make the changes that are necessary. So let's go ahead and go over the instructions. The English department has selected 2 topics. Now, typically the teacher can select one topic for the class, or they can leave it up to the class. I always decide to leave it up to the class because I think that you guys can choose whatever topic works for you. So, one important thing to remember is you have to choose one of these 2 options. Okay, so you cannot choose any other topic. It has to be one of these 2 options. The instructions are the same, the only difference are the topics. So let's go ahead and look at topic number 1. And you can go ahead and download the instructions if you want to as well. I am just doing this for the sake of the video. So if we look at the first if we look at the first topic, you can see the instructions. Before you leave this class, you must show that you have developed the skills necessary for college level writing. The Common Exit essay gives you the opportunity to demonstrate this competence. You must complete this essay to be eligible to pass this class. If you do not submit a Common Exit essay, then you automatically have to take English 111 again. So it is very important that this essay is not submitted late, because I will not accept late essays. If it's not submitted by April 16th, 11:59 p.m., then you will have to take English 111 again. And the reason why the deadline is very solid is because I have to read these essays before I take them to the reading. So I have to get all of these essays read before that. And that is why they should be submitted by April 16th. So let's go ahead and look at the first topic. The first topic is Bradford Wilcox and Samuel Sturgeon co-authored a compelling article about the recent decline of sexual activity among Americans. Read the following article entitled "Too Much Netflix, Not Enough Chill: Why Young Americans Are Having Less Sex" from Political Magazine, and write a researched argument based on the following question. I encourage you to print this out and actually write on it and highlight certain things, especially when you're working with a prompt. You really want to look at the prompt closely. So this prompt right here is your generation sexually conservative? Now notice how the word your generation is a little bit open, because not all of us belong to the same generation. So some of us are millennials, some are Generation X. So of course you're going to talk about your generation, but you're still going to answer the prompt. Is your generation sexually conservative? Of course, this is an argument, so you have to provide reasons in response to the prompt as well. This essay should actually follow the same organization as your first essay. The only difference is that this time they are giving you a topic, as opposed to the first essay we did where you had the freedom to choose whatever topic you wanted. So one of the things you want to do is you want to go ahead and read the article. Here is the link for the article. After you have read the link, then you are ready to start writing your essay. The process will consist of 4 class periods to write your essay. You may support your argument with your own personal experiences and observations as well as with outside research. You may use the assigned article but are not required to do so. However, you must cite at least 3 outside sources besides the assigned article. Credible and relevant sources are what they're referring to. So basically what this means is that you need 3 outside sources. If you use the article provided from Political, then that means that you still have to find 3 outside sources, which means you will have a total of 4 sources. The 3 outside sources that you found and the assigned article. If you don't use the assigned article, then you can go ahead and just find other 3 sources. However, regardless of how many sources you find, they should all be credible and relevant. This is part of the rubric, so you want to make sure that your sources are credible. We have already gone over how to evaluate sources for credibility, and they should also be relevant, which means that they support your argument in some way. Also, I already mentioned that you cannot get help from the tutoring center or your teacher on this assignment. However, you can get help from your classmates. Since most of you are online students, you might not interact with other English 111 students, so that means that our interaction is mostly going to be through the discussion that we have going on for this week, which asks us to discuss the articles. Now, as far as the formatting, your essay should be word processed, double spaced, and in 12-point font. Now, this is very important. The process is completely anonymous, so you want to use your banner ID instead of your name, and there is no required length. Now, this could be a good thing or a bad thing. I have encountered essays where the student only writes 1 sentence. The reason for this is because you have to turn something in. If you don't turn something in by the deadline, then you automatically have to take English 111 again. So even if your essay is not finished, just turn it in. However, don't think that just because you write 8 pages or something, it's an automatic pass. I would suggest that you use your best judgment and try to figure out how long it would take you to meet every criteria in the rubric. I don't think that you can meet every criteria in the rubric in less than 2 pages. So for me, I think the essay should be at least 2 pages and probably no more than 5. But this is just my opinion. Of course, like I said, you use your best judgment. Now, as far as the evaluation, you will be assessed based on focus, development, and clarity according to the English 111 rubric. The rubric is attached to this assignment, so you can go ahead and look at it. Something else to keep in mind is that it says do not use more than 5 outside sources in total. Now, this is important because I've been to readings where the student has 6 sources. This becomes an automatic fail because the student did not follow directions. So do not use more than 5 sources. And remember that all sources must be cited in text and in the reference list at the end. If you only cite them in the reference page and not in the in-text citations, then that would result in a no pass. So that's the evaluation process. Also, something to keep in mind is that this is not worth any points. This is only considered a pass or fail. So if you pass it after the first or second revision, then you get a pass. If you don't pass it, then you get a no pass, which will result in a failing grade. So you don't necessarily get any points for this. It's just a pass or fail. So let's go ahead and look at the second topic. Now this is the second option. Like I said, you have to choose one of these topics. The instructions are all the same. As you can see, you still need 3 outside sources, except that the question is different. This one is from Wired Magazine. Now notice how this one gives you the author, and it says that they interviewed Tristan Harris. So that's important whenever if you're going to refer to the article, make sure that you keep track of who was the author and who is the person being interviewed. who is the founder and director of the Center for Humane Technology. Harris argues that tech companies bear some responsibility for society's obsession with technology. Read the article and write a research argument based on the following question. So here is your prompt. Is big tech more influential than any other institution? Religion, family, school culture in our lives. So the question is technology more influential than any other institution? Obviously, the word institution is left a little bit open, so you don't have to focus just on religion, family, and school culture. These are just some examples. Obviously, if you can think of other institutions, then you can go ahead and discuss them within your essay. But really, your main focus should be on whether technology is the major influence in our lives. Is it more influential than any other institution? So this is the second topic. And like I said, I know that these topics might not necessarily suit everyone, but these are the topics that the English department chose, so you have to choose one of these topics. And like I mentioned earlier, the instructions are the same for both. The only difference are topics. So if we go back to our assignment page, you will see the instructions that I just went over detailed here again as well. So definitely make sure that you look at that. Below, we also have the rubric. So definitely look at the rubric. Like I said, it's not worth any points, but you do want to look at what is required. Now, in order to pass the common exit essay, everything should be either a pass or an in-progress passing. If you get one in progress not passing or one no, then that means the essay is considered not passing and you have to revise it. Now, you don't have to revise every single thing. You just have to revise the areas where you got in progress not passing or no. So really the goal is to not have a lot of areas that are in progress not passing or no. And I really do want to say that not passing the first time should not get you down. Basically, what that means is that you need to revise it to improve it. There's nothing wrong with revision. Revision is something that we all do. So if you don't pass it the first time, you do have a second opportunity to rewrite your essay and submit it. And I can help you. I can sort of guide you and tell you what you need to work on. And I can look at your essay until you make the necessary changes in order for the essay to be a pass. However, like I said, that essay is not going to be due, that revision is not going to be due until the end of the semester with your portfolio. So if you pass it the first time, that's one requirement that you can get out of the way. Whereas if you don't pass it the first time, you can still revise it, but you won't find out right away if it's a pass or no pass. Though I do work with you, and I can go ahead and tell you if you're progressing in the right direction or not. So the due date is April 16th. Per the English department instructions, this essay should be assigned either April 3rd or April 4th. So I am assigning it April 3rd and it is due April 16th by 11:59. And keep in mind that it cannot be late for any reason. No late essays will be accepted, so please do not email me late essays. One other thing that I wanted to mention is that this week's discussion is going to center on the common exit essay topic. So if we look at the discussion number 9, it basically asks you to read both articles, and then it asks you to summarize the article, tell us what the main point is, and tell us which one you're going to write about. And of course, let us know if you have any questions about the common exit essay. Now, one of the things that I do want to mention is that I think it's important for you to read both articles. That way you can make an educated choice on which article is better suited for you and which article you can write the most successful essay on. So definitely read both of them, and after you've read them, try to figure out which one works best for you in order to write your essay. So please let me know if you have any questions about the CEE, and good luck.